What's going on, guys? This is Tanner with Painting Startup. Real quick, guys, I want to talk to you about an experience I had. I went to a restaurant the other day. A lot of you guys been out to eat at restaurants. You know how it works. You got the host you go to. You know, they give you the menu, bring you to your table. Someone greets you at the table. They take your drink order, right? You order your drinks, get your drinks. Now they tell you, they ask you what you want to eat, so you put in your food order. After that, they're going to bring you the check. You pay the bill, done deal, right? Like clockwork, guys, systematic. And the crazy part is when they don't do that, maybe the host doesn't take you to your table or, the server takes a long time to come up. You're kind of confused. And that's because that, how many times you've been to a restaurant, everyone does it pretty much the same way. It's systematic, right? Now with house painting sales, guys, come on, I'm going to talk about this. There's no systematic formula. There's no expectations. People have no idea what to expect, right? So as a salesperson, as somebody going in selling paint jobs, don't you think it's worth a little extra time, maybe a little extra planning going into that sale to help them understand what this process looks like, right? Because here's what people are doing, and this is what, the premise of, what I'm trying to teach you guys is people are going in there, right? And they're introducing themselves. Hey, I'm, John with Precision Painting, and okay, this is what you want done, great. And they're letting someone who hasn't done this in over 7 years tell them what they want, okay? Well, that's nice, but you do this for a living. Your job as a salesperson is to tell them what they need. And how do we tell them what they need? Well, we tell them what they need by asking questions and understanding what they want, and then in turn taking that information and telling them what they need based off of our professional experience, guys. So here's where I'm getting at, guys, okay? You can't expect, to go into a house, do a quick measurement, all right? Deliver a price. You have your nice proposal and all that. Deliver a price and expect people to jump on that, because the problem is, and this is why people don't buy, is because they have too many questions that you haven't answered. You've failed to answer the questions that they've had. And guess what? They don't know what they don't know. So it's your job as a professional salesperson to answer all their questions before they ask them, because they don't know what questions to ask. But guess what? If you go into a house and you go in with a sales process, right? You go in with a precision, systematic sales process, okay? That identifies all the questions that somebody who hasn't had a paint job in 7 to 10 years would ask based off of your experiences. Guess what? You've gotten all the confusion out of the way. Then it just comes down to the numbers and what their budget and expectation is, okay? But your job as a salesperson is to build that value up, okay? Their expectation, again, they haven't done this in 7 to 10 years, all right? So we need to identify and we need to zero in on things that cost money in the house painting business. So how do we do that, right? So Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, first question I love to ask when I'm doing my qualifying is, have you ever hired a painter before? And why do I ask that question? Well, because if the answer is no, well, let me explain to you how the process works. That's like asking somebody, have you ever been to a restaurant before? If someone walks into the restaurant real confused and they don't know what the next steps are, well, chances are there's a lot of people that haven't hired a painter before. Now, maybe some have hired a painter, right? And maybe they hired somebody who was a one-man team or a two-man team. Well, if you're coming in with 3 or 4 guys, don't you think it's worth it to have a script that pretty much outlines how that 3 or 4 guy process works? Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, we're going to come in with 3 or 4 people, and guess what? When we get here, the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to have 2 guys. They're going to be getting the ceiling prepped, right? They're going to take all the vents out, and then, the other 2 guys are going to, start masking off the floor. I'm going to have one guy doing paper. I'm going to have the other guy putting plastic on the windows, whatever, guys. You have to develop your script, okay? And that's what's going to sell you jobs. Now, think about someone that comes in like that, opening the eyes of the homeowner, helping them understand how the process works, compared to somebody that just comes in and says, okay, my team will be here at 8 a.m. Just did a measurement. Here's the price. I measured 2,000 square feet. It's going to be 3,500. Okay, well, all right, well, I guess I'll call you back, or I want to get a couple more estimates. Oh, that's a little too high. Well, that's why you're not selling jobs, guys. Sales Mastery course. I'm going to teach you how to do all this stuff, okay? Links in the bio. There's no more, fluff here. If you want to learn how to sell paint jobs, that's what you need to do. You need to come up with a formula. You need to learn how to ask the right questions, and you need to learn how to develop your script. That's what I'm here to help you with, guys. Tanner with Painting Startup. Ask me any questions. Thank you guys for tuning in.